Alright guys, what's going on? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be a video review for The Walking Dead issue 101. Just came out today, and I thought I'd get my review up right off the bat. Check it out. I got the variant cover for The Walking Dead issue 100. You guys know this was my favorite one, and I just really wanted to get it, so just kind of wanted to show it. Todd McFarlane's Rick, Gravestone, Lori, and Rick. Love it. Amazing cover. Probably my favorite cover of The Walking Dead ever. I actually do like it more than Charlie Adler's 101 or 100. That being said, this review will contain spoilers, so anyone who's worried about that, don't watch. Anyone who's not caught up with the comic book all the way to today, or pretty much to, yeah, and, you know, if you're worried about it being spoiled, then don't watch, because, you know, I mean, the comic book's been out for so many years at this point that, you know, if you haven't read it by now, or you haven't gotten into it by now, then you're probably never going to. So, whatever, you can just watch and enjoy if you don't care either way. So, obviously, Walking Dead issue 101, going to be a little bit of the aftermath left over from the last issue with the big death scene. Not going to say who, but you know who. And obviously, Maggie's pissed, that's for sure. I mean, no question about it. Maggie's really pissed at Rick, so she attacks him, starts punching him and stuff, and he doesn't stop her. He just lets her do it because he must feel somewhat responsible for it, since it was his decision to leave, which we can see was a pretty stupid decision. Afterwards, I thought it was kind of funny. She stops, and then, you know, you see Carl. Carl pulls pulls his gun on her. Oh my goodness, just crazy. And then Sophia bites him, and he drops his gun. So I like that scene. I thought that was really cool too. Just, you know. So it's just kind of funny, like Carl just pulls out his gun, like he's so quick, you know, to do it, and kind of makes like what Negan said, look at this little serial killer, like in the last issue, make more sense, you know. So then going on from that, of course, we have the group Maggie saying that she still wants to go to the hilltop. So they still do go to the hilltop and basically drop her off and Sophia, and Rick gets to talk to what's the guy's name? Gregory? I think it's Gregory, the leader of the hilltop. And he just gets mad at him, punches him a few times, and everybody's just punching each other in this episode. It's back and forth. Everyone's just punching each other. Obviously pissed off because Gregory didn't tell him that Negan has at least over 100 men, like tons and tons of men, tons of manpower, and Rick really is nowhere near that at this point. Even I think if you took like the hilltop and Rick's you know, manpower you put together, I still don't think it would equal Negan's or even be very close. So, you know, then I think Heath asked him, what's the plan when they're on their way back? And Rick's like, get back to, you know, Alexandria as fast as possible and then figure out a plan. Like, he just doesn't know, you know, what to do. He has no idea, like, at this point. He doesn't even want to think about it until they get back there, because obviously who knows what state that would be in to them. And also, as the reader, we don't know at that point, you know, what happened at Alexandria, because we left off knowing that Dwight and his sort of group of somewhere near 50 men was going to attack. So we had no idea what it was going to be like when Rick and the rest of the guys who were with him, or I shouldn't say guys, but Michonne and Heath and Carl, you know, got back there. So that's that. And I thought it was pretty cool that when they get back there, pretty much they find out that everybody's okay, like everybody's fine. And then, you know, you see Andrea and Rick, and they hug, and they've got, you know, it's a good scene and all that. And then Andrea's like, oh, and the best part is I got to show you this. And she's, like, nabbed Dwight, which is, like, one of Negan's, like, leaders. And it's kind of funny because he looks like Two-Face. Like, he's got, like, his face is half, like, burned off, and he's got, like, a combination of Two-Face and... Yeah, he's kind of like Two-Face and Daryl from the television series, where he's just, you know, he's got his crossbow, but then, you know, he's just got hair on like one side, and his face is half burnt off, and he's all tied up. And you know, I thought that was a great way to end the issue, because it's like, oh my God, what is he gonna do now? Like, what the hell is Rick gonna do now? And kind of like what I was talking about in my last review, which is like he's got a few options. He could take the group and leave and run. He could try to fight back, although I don't know how that's gonna go. You know, I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of casualties, and he might even lose 100% if they fight back. So, really exciting, really interesting to see where it will go from here. Also, Jesus, that character named Jesus, has come back with Rick to Alexandria. And another scene that I forgot to mention, which was really touching, is where they drop off Sophia and Maggie, and Carl sort of says goodbye to Sophia, and they hug and all that. It's just really, really cute scene, and then they leave. So, I mean, this is just as interesting as where we left off last chapter as to what's going to happen next. Maybe even more, because it's like now they have Dwight captured, right? What are they going to do with him? Are they going to let him go and try to make amends with Negan and hope that he's, if they do that, Negan's going to come and just kill a few of them just to make them pay for what they did. Man, so I think actually probably Rick's best way to go might be to run at this point. I mean, even though Andrea killed, I think she said like 15 of them or so, or they killed about 15 of them, and the rest ran off, and they were able to capture Dwight. I mean, that's a small victory, but the amount of men that Negan has is probably still around 100, even with those 15 gone, because you think about it, Negan had 50 men with him, and then Dwight had another 50 men with him attacking, and then there may have been, like, who knows how many others out there that might not have been involved. So maybe, let's say, if that was all of his men, 50 and 50 minus 15, you're going to have about 85 left, roughly, give or take. And like I said, there could be more than that, because we don't know if there was other groups of Negan's, the Saviors, off doing other things. So Rick at this point probably only has like maybe 20, maybe 30 guys. I don't know how many the Hilltop would have, but it doesn't seem like they're fighters, that's for sure. So I think his best choice would be to run at this point, actually. Maybe just take the group, take whatever they can get, and just get the hell out of there. Just leave. Maybe go back to the prison and see what's going on there, see if maybe they can stay there for a little while, figure out where they're going to go next. But yeah, I think his best choice is to leave. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the issue. I thought it was awesome, a great, sort of slowing down issue after that huge climax moment of 100. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Thought it was really, really well done. Some touching moments with Carl saying goodbye to Sophia and all that kind of stuff. Andrea and Rick seeing each other again when he comes back. And I thought Andrea was going to die in this whole thing. I did not think she was going to make it. So I was wrong. It's really hard to predict what Kirkman's going to do. I was pretty much totally wrong. I thought we were going to see the death of a lot of characters, and we didn't actually see that many. Just one big one, which is actually okay, too, because the way it was done and everything, I thought was just like, it was awesome, actually. At first I read it and stuff. It was a little traumatizing, and it kind of sucked, and a lot of people were kind of upset about it. But now that we've gone on from it, it just raises the stakes and makes it like everything's so dangerous for the characters. Like, nobody's really safe. Andrea's not safe. Even Rick's not safe. Even Rick could die too, possibly. So really interesting stuff. Let me know what you guys think about what the group should do. I personally think they should just get the hell out of there and run. I mean, I don't condone running away from a fight, but and that's it. You got to be smart too. I mean, if they're outnumbering you like 4-1, he's probably going to have to. I mean, maybe the only thing about Negan's group, I think maybe there's a weakness, is the fact that he doesn't have, it seems like, a lot of guns and a lot of guys that are a good shot, at least to me anyway. They use a lot of other weapons and stuff. Like, they use a lot of, like, because it's like an inner city type crew. So they use a lot of, like, baseball bats, close chainsaws, crossbows, close to mid-range weapons. So, maybe if Rick can use, some, I don't know, long distance, maybe like Andrea to snipe off a few of them with her rifles and turn it into a gunfight, then maybe. But we don't even know how much ammunition they have left. There's just a lot of unknowns. And also, that's not to say that Negan's group doesn't have any guns. He does. Like we did see, I looked in issue 100. Let me grab it, actually. And there are a few guys here that do have guns. Like, it's not like they only use close weapons. Some of them do have guns. Actually, let me double check that while I got you. Actually, I'm looking right now, and actually most of them don't have guns. Yeah, most of them do. Most of them do not. So I assume they probably have a few guns. Oh yeah, okay, they do have a few, but it's not like with Rick's group where they primarily use guns. Most of the guys in Negan's group are using like axes and bats and stuff like that. Most of them are not using guns, but they do have guns, crowbars, yeah, all that kind of stuff. they do have guns, but I don't know if if they've got anybody that's really like Andrea or some of the others that really are good with guns. So maybe he could try to work out a way, like if they attack or something, to fight them across the barrier with guns and shoot them all down. I don't know, though, because they're just outnumbered by so many. I think the best choice is to run. Anyway, that's it for this here, guys. Don't want to repeat myself. Don't want to drone on too long. Let me know what you think. Later, guys. Peace.